On this episode of Game of the Month for October, we played your guys' community pick for Game of the Month, Grand Theft Auto Online. Played the online component only, so that's what we will be reviewing. Stay tuned for that. But we are moving into a new month, which is November, in case you don't know for some reason, in which we will be playing Knockout City, First Class Trouble, and Kingdoms of Amalur. Re-Reckoning. Make sure to download those, play those, come back at the end of the month for Plus Club, where we will let you know what we thought of those games. And you can, of course, let us know what you thought of them. And if you didn't get a chance to watch it, Plus Club is out, so make sure to check that out, where we talked about Hell Let Loose, Mortal Kombat X, and PGA Tour 2K21. We will also be picking November's Game of the Month, randomly picked, so stay tuned for that in this episode. But before we do all that, make sure to hit the like button on this video if you enjoy what we do here. Hit the subscribe button if you're brand new. Check out our Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you prefer to listen to us in audio form. And we have a Patreon if you'd like to support this channel more than liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing if you're brand new. All right, let's talk about Grand Theft Auto Online, and let's more importantly talk about what we're going to be playing in November. I'm so excited to find out. What's going on, guys? Welcome to October's episode of Game of the Month, the community pick Game of the Month. My name's Seth. Joining me today is Chevy. Chevy, we both played Grand Theft Auto Online, which is what the community picked for us to play. You ready to have this conversation?
Sure.
How you doing? Good?
Yeah, I'm mostly good. My muscles are super sore today. I kind of attributed it to we had a change of weather in the PNW here, so
I just figured you've been playing so much Dragon Quest that it's like a workout.
that my body got sore.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Before we talk about Grand Theft Auto Online, new PlayStation Plus games.
Okay.
Knockout City, First Class Trouble, and Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. What are you feeling about those games?
I don't know if I'm really feeling much of anything.
Did you ever play Kingdoms of Amalur?
It's the one that was supposed to be an MMO, right?
Originally, yeah, and then they made into a single player game as written by that author you like.
Salvatore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had big plans on making like more of them, but obviously that didn't happen.
Yeah. I played it for a little bit, not enough to really have a good feel for it, especially for how long ago it's been now.
I'm honestly kind of excited for this month because First Class Trouble, I'm no stranger to, and I've talked about on the channel many times, so people will probably guess where I'm coming from. Mostly I'll be playing this on console and seeing how it translates. But Knockout City was a game that got a lot of buzz, oddly enough, when it came out. It's like a dodgeball game that I didn't even think about. But then like all these people who played it were like, unless they got paid, which is obviously that's like a possibility. But a lot of people were like, it's really fun. It's a lot more fun than it looks. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, I'm gonna wait till it comes out on PlayStation Plus. Here we are. So certain games you can just tell they're gonna come out on there. So I'm stoked to try that because that was one of those games that I wanted to try but didn't want to buy. And because dodgeball doesn't really do it for me. And then Kingdoms of Amalur I played way back in the day when it came out, so I'm interested on revisiting it, but mostly the whole re-reckoning thing, the remaster of it. I want to see what they did with that and if the game possibly translates well into 2021 because oh god, who's the publisher? THQ Nordic or whatever.
I think so.
They've really went out of their way to test the waters and revive games or bring back games that possibly are IPs that people might want more of, and we've seen them re-release a lot of games from back in the day, but also continue some games that people thought would not continue. So very curious to see what they did with that game. Yeah. Anything else on that? You want to play some dodgeball?
I've watched a lot of it already, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty popular for a couple weeks.
5 seconds
with some of the streamers I watched. So it's because it's like easy to get a bunch of people in game. So
yeah, I remember IGN saying something about like it's one of those games that's like and it's IGN, so it makes sense that they're talking about this, but it's easy to like hop into because like it's I guess the gameplay is simple and aiming isn't super hard because there's a little bit of like I guess aim assist when you throw, but
a little bit of homing action, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But then like if you played enough, of course you can. It's kind of like Rocket League. You can get the basic concept, hit the ball with the fucking car, but then you got people boosting in the air and flying around and shit. So, easy to get into, hard to master. So, very curious about that. First Class Trouble, again, I've played it plenty, so I'll be interested in seeing if we can get people we know personally into a room to play together. Although, if that does, when that does happen, everybody just stay calm. It's a game. Don't get mad at each other. I know everyone's lying to you, or they might not be lying to you, but that's the way the game's fucking played. All right, so we're gonna be talking about Grand Theft Auto Online. We played it this month, and first off, I just want to say thank you everybody who participated in the community pick game of the month this year. We had a bunch of votes, and we got the two runner-ups that are still on our list. Might get pulled today, and then the one that won. So I just want to say thank you everybody who participated. It was a lot of fun to find out what game we're going to be playing, and it was fun playing a game that was not on our list and not really on my radar anymore. So yeah, but we got to pick a new game of the month for November. And we will be doing it the traditional way using a random number generator. Now, this is random.org, and they sit here and brag about what true randomness is, so we know we're not being lied to here. We have 19 games on a back burner list, and we're going to find out which one of those 19 games is our game of the month for November. So this one takes a little bit to generate a number because of true randomness, I think. So I might just hit the button once and find out. It's not very exciting. It's not just no. But I'll count down and we'll find out what the game of the month is. So, 19 games, only one can win. I'm going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 6.
We're going to play Remnant from the Ashes.
Sick. In case you don't know, Remnant from the Ashes is a third person, up to 3 player cooperative Souls like shooter where you play in a post apocalyptic world and you progress through stages, fight bosses that are randomly placed in stages with different attributes, and you find weapons in fixed locations and level up and progress through it. I've played it a lot, so I'm honestly really excited to play it this month. I was looking at it like 2 days ago. I was like, I kind of want to play that.
Didn't you play this already?
Yeah, on PlayStation Plus.
Oh, okay.
On console. So we'll be playing it again on here for game of the month. Thoughts? I remember when we had played on console, you were saying you were having problems aiming, so at least that won't be an issue.
Yeah, I will say I was having a hard time on the using a controller for that game, so
Yeah.
I'll have to see what it costs on Steam.
I know there's like a Halloween sale going on. Maybe that'd be a part of it. That would be cool.
I'll have to check when we're done.
Yeah. Yeah. Any thoughts though?
Not so much. I mean, we already played it, and I gave some pretty expressive thoughts then. I mean, really, this will just be a chance to try it on PC. So
Yeah. Definitely. All right. Well, we'll be revisiting on PC. Oh God.
Remnant.
Remnant from the Ashes. Can't believe I forgot the fucking name already. All right, so we played a game this month, Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, to be specific, we are talking about the online component, not Grand Theft Auto 5. If you didn't get a chance to play Grand Theft Auto Online, never had interest, I'm sure you know what Grand Theft Auto is. It'd be crazy if you didn't. It's one of the biggest names in gaming ever. It is the online component where you make a character, you run through a sandbox that's online with other people, you accrue currency in which you buy vehicles, weapons, gear, toys, and real estate properties, and you essentially do missions. You can do versus stuff. You can just participate in the mayhem of the city of people running around, shooting each other and blowing each other up. We both played it this month, and let's jump in with you when it comes to your impressions of Grand Theft Auto Online.
Okay. Well, to give some, I guess, a backstory of my history of even Grand Theft Auto, I've played 3, San Andreas, 4, and 5. This will be my third time touching Grand Theft Auto 5. The only one I've ever beaten is 4. The other ones I dropped. And I have tried the online component of Grand Theft Auto 5 twice now. So I do have some history with the game and the series. And I remember originally playing the online component looking forward to playing like the cooperative aspects of it, but the systems in which like how multiplayer works were obnoxious to say the least, and so that was a huge turnoff back then. Come back, to modern day, and most of those systems are still there. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, so just to get this part out of the way, I guess I think the ability to play with your friends is incredibly frustrating with this game because it will constantly kick you into different lobbies, or it will force you into multiplayer with other people, even when you have settings turned on to prevent that and stuff. It's just not very. There wasn't a lot of thought put into letting you just play co-op with your friends without making it just a huge public thing.
Yeah, the social systems are overly complicated and they are not 100%.
Yeah. But outside of that structure of the game, and finally spending, I think, about an hour trying to figure it out, um, we did play a little bit, and being able to actually do the co-op stuff, I think, was pretty fun. Though some of the missions are very basic, some are not, which is totally fine. It does give a little variety. Uh, I do enjoy uh, the fact that you get the entire map that you would get in the single player. In the multiplayer, you get access to the whole thing, you get to wander around, including a lot of like the side stuff, like the golf, the tennis, the casino, and stuff
Yeah,
like
we
that.
actually took a
So
break and sat there and played golf
yeah,
in the fucking pouring rain.
and I honestly would have to say that's probably some of my favorite parts of GTA Online is the social structure of the
Mhm.
game. The missions are fine; they're pretty much what I would expect, especially coming from having played Grand Theft Autos and also having played APB, or All Points Bulletin, if anyone knows what
Ooh.
that game is.
Yeah,
Um,
it's an old one.
the mission structure, I mean, was to be expected, and
Mhm.
which is totally fine. Um, Played on PC, and the shooting feels really good, so I'll give them a lot of credit for that. I was very happy. I never felt like I was getting screwed because of the game. It was because of my aim, so I really appreciate that. A lot of people still don't get that right, especially from a game that comes from console.
Mhm.
Um, what else? I like and obviously the game's had time to like build and grow and stuff like that, so they've done a really good.
There's a lot of shit in the game.
There's a lot of things to invest in it as well,
Yeah.
and they did a good job of realizing their early screw ups with the money system in the game, and preventing uh, money duplication and whatnot. And so a lot of the features have become very expensive, and I was a little intimidating coming into it, but realizing that they also adjusted like mission rewards and stuff like that, it seems like, from the early days. They're not outrageous goal points, so the progression feels pretty good. So I'm very happy about that. The casino, to talk about that real quick, I was actually very impressed that you get to wander around this. It's a pretty small casino, but you still get to wander around, get a taste of all these games, and a daily like check-in thing, which will have like real rewards for outside of the casino, even
Mhm.
like cash rewards and stuff like that. There's a dance club attached to the casino, which honestly was super impressive. The
The most immersive club I've been in a game.
Yeah, the atmosphere was like pretty much spot
They did
on.
a really good job with it, yeah.
Which is really cool. And then just being able to like put your character on dance if you were like into RP, which I know this game does have a huge
Has a
RP.
huge RP community.
Uh, that kind of stuff really caters to them, and I'm
Yeah.
glad they're paying attention to the audience they do have. Not so much my thing, but I super appreciate the detail and that they put into that. What else? Driving on a keyboard and mouse, usually garbage, actually works really well in
Yeah.
this. So I have to give them credit for that as well. They did a really good job of transitioning that. I'm not entirely sure how they did it because usually cornering is really sharp on a keyboard, and there's like this
Yeah.
gradualness to it that allows you to actually make corners. So again, the detail is really there.
The best compliment I can give them is I went from driving a vehicle on keyboard and think for a split second like, wow, it actually feels really good for keyboard, and I never thought about it again.
Yeah,
Typically, when I drive in a game, I'm like, oh god, I need a fucking controller. Dude, I hate this shit.
yeah, for
So
sure.
they did a very good job on that.
Which is quite the opposite of the horses in RDO, but that's not this conversation.
Yeah, that's a different game.
um, Yeah, and overall, for the other thing I'd like to say is the changes they've made to graphics to this game that's been out since Xbox 360 is impressive. The
Yeah.
the game still looks very good. I can only imagine what their next project will look like. It's kind of a scary thought, to be honest. I'm not the hugest fan of the gameplay loop of these games, but there's definitely no way you can't realize the amount of work and effort they put into these games. Their visual spectacles, their technical spectacles. The bugs are so easy to overlook just because of the amount of like detail that they put into their games. So
Yep.
overall, I had a pretty decent time. I would totally play it again. I would be more inclined to play it, and I doubt they're listening. But if you're listening, make co-op a more accessible thing to do in future online services that you guys make. So, because otherwise, I'd probably be playing a lot more.
That's what I've said for years. I'm like, in theory, I should be playing Grand Theft Auto online regularly because it literally, since it came out, it was pretty revolutionary. Like, there's still, when you're touching on like Rockstar and what they do with their technology stuff like that, nobody makes games like Rockstar. No one's made a fucking open world sandbox game like fucking Grand Theft Auto 5 still. Nobody's fucking done an online game as robust when it comes to an open world with like NPCs running around and shit like that as this game. So it's really fucking really impressive. And I forgot where I even went with that. I was just thinking about that. But yeah, as a game that came out back then, like it's just fucking crazy that it
Mhm.
still is so ahead of its time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because it's now in its third console cycle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, in theory, I should be playing it regularly, but it is, or I should had been playing it regularly back in the day because it's got everything that I want really in a open world sandbox game that's online. But it's plagued with a lot of fucking speed bumps, a lot of them. You just are playing and you go to do this and it doesn't work quite right, or you go do that and you're like, this isn't working correctly, or how do I do this? So I gotta fucking Google it, or oh, this shit just happened again, blah blah blah. All this like weird menu based bullshit gets in the way of the fun factor that is 100% there. It's a fun ass game when you can get over the hurdles of dumb shit
yeah,
that its archaic system has. And it was bad back in the day when it came out. I thought the same thing back then. Now in 2021, it's really bad that they've barely done anything. The most improvement I've seen when it comes to social systems in the game is I get separated from people less. So
yeah,
that's good. That's good. Um, that being said, I had a lot of fun playing this. It fell off my radar because of the things I've just mentioned. When it comes to Rockstar games, I'm like, yeah, they're not too good at their systems, but what they do with their games is amazing. But coming back was really cool because I got to remember how much time I did invest in this game when I used to play it and how much I enjoy playing it now. The game gives you a lot of freedom to do what you want. You can run around the city and just have fun there. You can do missions. You can do versus stuff. You can do social things, which I think is huge. That's something MMOs fucking lack, but this game does not. Like I said before, we went golfing and it was like a full fucking session. Like we were out there golfing for a while, and it's pretty good for a game that's not a golfing game. It's pretty impressive. It's not the best thing in the world. I wish the lines on the hills moved. There was kind of, I mean, there was a grid, but the lines didn't move. They were
yeah.
like different colors. Um, but that's really cool. There's tennis, stuff like that. You can go into stores and buy, food and rob people. There's just a lot of elements to the game that allows for you to create your own fun or find structured fun if the systems allow you to do it smoothly. Um, it's a lot of fun accruing money and buying something really cool, like a fucking new car. And then you're not done yet. You can upgrade that car, buying an apartment, and actually having like a house that you can hang out in and drink and fucking smoke weed and do a bunch of weird shit. That's like live. Like when you're in your house, you look out your window, you can actually see what's happening out there. It's not an instance, which is crazy technology that they got going on there, considering other people are also entering that building and
Hmm.
going to their rooms and stuff like that. So it's fucking crazy how they did that. The casino is a cool addition. I haven't played since they've added that. Um, It is very well done. It's cool how it's like fully functioning. You can go play fucking poker or slot machines, stuff like that. The wheel is cool because it gives you a reason. It's smart too because it gives you a reason to go into the casino.
Mm.
And maybe you'll spend some of your money in the casino, but you got that daily spin where you can win fucking a car, experience, money, all sorts of shit. It's a cool system. The club is neat. I stopped playing originally before Heists came out, and always wanted to come back and try the heists. Well, I got to do that this time around. I played a couple heists. I played on PC and on PS5, so I got a little taste of both worlds. And heists are a lot easier to do on PC because you can aim faster.
Yeah.
I was playing on fucking PS5 with some people, and like I was just it was so sluggish feeling. It's amazing that on PS5 they haven't, and they have an upgrade coming out for next gen, but as of right now it plays like a PS4. It's like 30 frames per second, feels laggy. Feels sluggish, but anyway, I tried the heist. They're really neat. I played one where you have to assault a aircraft carrier and then fly jets out of there. And there's actually a dogfight that happens in the air. So you and your teammates are all in jets, and there's other jets, and you're just like doing ace combat shit. And you have to fly to a airfield and land it because you're stealing the jets. And then another one we attempted was like this multi-parter where we had to like set up something. I forgot what it was, but then the next part we had to like steal a cop car, and the other two people on the team had to go steal a car from this fucking boat. We failed that, which sucked. Also playing with a rando. Three of us knew each other, but one of the persons or people was a rando, and they were butthurt about something, so they kept fucking around. So we started fucking around and went nowhere. So anyway, I failed that. But the heists are really cool. They feel like just bigger missions, but they feel like there's more at stake. You actually spend money to start the heist,
Oh
and
yeah.
then you can decide, which is kind of fucked up, how much the payout is for everybody.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting. I'd like to do more. Kind of talking on when you were saying what you were saying. You could see yourself playing again. Me too. I just get hesitant with those systems because I'm like, how much of a headache do I want to deal with? But I would like to try all the heists. I think they're really neat. When it does work, this game lends itself very well to being a co-op game. It's a lot of fun to play with friends. It's a lot of fun to do missions, run out to the car, get in, drive, split up, or stay together, escort vehicles that somebody's driving, run in and do missions where you're stealing drugs from gang members. It's a lot of fun. Even repeating missions over and over when we were kind of doing a grind. There was a certain like 6 missions though, were like double XP, double money. So we were kind of grinding those. I was playing the same missions and I was getting $12,000 when we were getting like 36 before. So I was like, holy shit, this feels so not worth it. But I know these missions real well. We
Yeah.
were playing on console. I was like, oh, I fucking know this mission like the back of my hand. So yeah, a lot of fun playing this co-op with friends. You do run into people and bring up RDO again because I've been playing that a lot, but I'm not gonna talk about it too much. Way more griefers in fucking GTAO than in RDO. I would say it's like 20 to 15% of people might fuck with you in RDO,
So
and it's like 85% of people in Grand Theft Auto are gonna try and kill you or blow you up instantly.
I'll say when the last time we played Grand Theft Auto Online, the moment we loaded into a public room, I exploded.
Yeah.
So I was just like, cool.
Yeah, I've told the story a couple times already, so if you heard this, fucking I apologize. Not really. But I hopped on my so back in the day when I was playing this, and I can say back in the day, my crew was last seen in 2013. So that was the last time I was really playing this a lot with friends. But I used to play it on console, and then I transferred my character over to PC, and it's cool because it copied the character, it didn't move the character. So I had like a level 32 character on console, and now I have like a level whatever the hell on PC. That's where I've been playing it. Anyway, I come back to console, and I just have like a little over $5 million. And I'm like, cool, I don't know where that came from, but I'll take it. I'm like, what am I gonna spend it on? Am I gonna buy a penthouse at fucking the casino? That'd be cool. I can be like, I got a penthouse at the casino. What do you have? Anyone who's been playing long probably has that and everything else. But to anybody I'm playing with, nobody had that. So I'd be like, that'd be kind of cool, fucking to check that out. But then I'm playing and talking about the griefer thing. Long story short, I spawned in one time and I'm just walking down the street. I think I was getting footage for this episode, and a fucking from my perspective, not knowing yet, a fucking spaceship, a dude on a little bike flies out of the sky right in front of me, just across the street, and is just looking at me. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And he goes, and just flies through me and kills me instantly. Just boosts right through me and murdered me. And I was like, what the fuck was that thing? I respawn, and as soon as I respawn, I just get blown up with missiles. And as I'm blowing up, he comes flying through the fucking explosions and just goes into the sky over a fucking skyscraper and disappears like a fucking UFO. And I should be pissed because I was like, that was uncalled for. That's fucking unreasonable. But I was like, what the hell does he have? I want that. Well, I remember back when it came out, everybody was complaining about the Oppressor. It's this vehicle that you can fly around. It flies better than a jet, flies better than a helicopter. It's a little fucking bike. But you can put, there's already a machine gun on it, then you can upgrade to have missiles.
Okay.
And so ever since that came out, people were just fucking destroying people. And it's 3.5 million to get it. So it's, if you're playing and not buying gold, it's probably hard to fucking get. So anyway, I had that 5 million. And I was like, I want that thing. So I bought the Oppressor, and that thing just feels like cheat mode. Like
Sounds like it.
I just hop on it and I just fly across the city. There's no roads anymore. Doesn't matter. Like fucking, I just go places real quick. I boost around, but it's hilarious because you can tell ever since that thing came out that the community of gtao is fucking has PTSD over oppressors, because every white dot on the map that I flew towards, as soon as I was coming to them, I would see them drive off the road, and as I got close they were under something, and the guy's out of the car with a rocket launcher watching the sky, and I would just sit there and look at them and just fly away, or every once in a while they start shooting at me instantly. And so people are so used to oppressors flying and just blowing them up that every single person I approached down below would fucking like get defensive instantly, which I thought was funny. So that's how I spent
That's a
that.
shame.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because they implemented it. You can buy it, you can get it. You can either earn money and get it, or you can spend money in real life and get it. But it's definitely been, you know, a thing that's affected the community because they act different when I fly up with it. But it's a lot of fun. Kind of sucks you can't have anybody on it with you, so it's like a solo thing. When we're doing missions, I would just take off, and then a lot of times I just be kind of waiting while they're driving there. Kind of felt shitty. I was like, I should just grab a car too. But it's a lot of fun to just fly around on. Yeah. So yeah, played it on PS5. Performance is not anywhere close to PC, obviously, but it's PS5. You'd feel like it should be better, but it's not. Hopefully that update addresses that. We get up to at least 60 frames per second. That'd be nice. And yeah, graphics are fine, but they're so much better on PC. Like it's a huge jump. It looks great on PC. So I'm hoping the next gen consoles will get an update that brings it to something like that, because that'd be really nice. And yeah, PC and console experiences are very similar. The only thing is the game does feel like it was built for the controller. And it's got that weird Rockstar lock-on system that all their games have. It's 2021, and well, not when this game came out, but every game that's out by Rockstar all have a snap target fucking system, which feels very old school. It's kind of crazy. If they could just make aiming feel tighter on a controller, like, you know, a game like Call of Duty or something like that, you wouldn't need that fucking lock-on system. But because the game is kind of sluggish feeling, you do want that fucking snap targeting, which is so common in these games. But on PC, it's not there, and I prefer that. If you have played on console a lot, you go like, "Wow, I'm not used to not having that snap targeting." But then you of course go, "Oh, it's a mouse and keyboard. I just have to fucking aim like I do in every other game." So um, got acquainted with that, and I haven't been able to look back. That's the way I prefer to play now. And same thing with RDO. Fucking at first I was like, oh shit, shooting off the back of a horse is really hard with a mouse and keyboard. Now it's the way I prefer to play. Um, and yeah, I think that's about it when it comes to my impressions. I had a lot of fun playing this. I don't think I would, as much as I want to log in and get those dailies, the daily spin and see what I get. That's very enticing. Um, I'd rather spend my time playing other games as of right now, just because, you know, there's a lot of new games that have come out. But if I had friends hopping on to GTAO, whether it's on PC or console, I'd be down to play. It's a fun time. It's a fun social game. Not really a game I'm going to be pursuing on my own a whole lot, but like I said, yeah, if people want to play it, it's a good time outside of all the system problems. Anything else you want to say on impressions? Let's go into recommendations then. I'm gonna recommend it to anybody who likes Grand Theft Auto, obviously, but anyone who likes open world sandbox games that involve guns. If you are open to the idea of playing that online, you can even play by yourself. You can make private servers, right?
Yeah, when they work.
When they work. My recommendations are going towards when things work. But yeah, if you like open world games where you progress and unlock things and buy things, and you can accrue and get buildings stuff like that, definitely check it out. And like I said, if it works, you can play by yourself or just with friends. So that's nice. If you like fighting against other people though, and the chaos of that, you've probably already played this, but you should definitely check it out. Um, if you like MMOs, this is not technically an MMO, but it is their attempt at building something towards being like an MMO, and it does give some similar vibes. So if you like the idea of like just playing online with friends and progressing towards things, there's no like skills you're gonna unlock, but guns and your stats do go up, which is really interesting. It's a good time. If you like co-op games that involve shooting, this has a lot of missions you can play with friends. And I completely forgot, but going back into it, playing it this month, this game is not a tactical shooter, but it's fucking closer to a tactical shooter than it is like a normal shooter.
Oh yeah.
If you get shot in the head, you're dead. And I forgot about that. I fucking love that. That Rockstar is trying to make like realistic games, so like body armor matters. And if you get shot like once or twice, it's gone. And you can get shot two more times, you're dead. Or if you get hit in the head, you're dead. So if you like co-op games or even like tactical shooters, it kind of has a tactical shooter vibe, which is really weird because when you think Grand Theft Auto, you don't think, oh, that's a realistic tactical shooter. Kind of is. It's crazy. You get blown up, you're dead. So yeah, I feel like games where if you like racing games, this game has racing missions. It has good car physics. This game has really good physics. When they glitch out, it's funny, but for the most part, they put a lot of work into the physics in this game. Um, but yeah, racing. You like flying in games. It's got jets. It's got planes. It's got helicopters. If you like exploration in games, this game has a lot to explore. If you like games revolving around crime, I would say definitely check it out as well. And organizing, I don't know what games do. Maybe if you really liked Payday and Payday 2, the heists will probably be something you'd be into doing. And yeah, anything you want to add to that?
I mean, I feel like with the amount of copies of the game they've sold, everyone's played it at this point.
Exactly. Yeah, it's hard to recommend a game that everyone owns.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really have anything to add to that.
All right. Let's jump into grades then. I am struggling with this one because I feel like I would grade it higher if it wasn't for the problems that make this game fucking annoying when they happen. I have a blast with this game. I have a lot of fun playing this game, and then these things happen, and my fun goes from I'm having a good time to I'm really fucking annoyed and confused on why the hell I'm dealing with this. So for that reason alone, I have to downgrade my grade a bit, but it's still pretty good. I'm gonna give it a really fucking strong B, almost B plus. No, I'm gonna go B plus. Fuck it. I'm gonna give it a B plus. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a lot of fun. On the tech side, it's a fucking A plus. It's incredible what Rockstar's done here. But gameplay wise and the experience that you get on console and PC, I think it's a B plus for me. I'd probably go A minus if I didn't deal with any issues. But when those issues happen, it's very frustrating. And reacquainting yourself with the game takes like an hour or two because you forget how the fuck shit works, and then you're sitting there trying to find out through the infinite menus and the infinite everything that you got to try and figure out. So, yeah, B plus, very strong B plus. I really enjoy it, but it needed. I'm not gonna say needs. They're not gonna fix it. It needed improvement when it came to the social situation in the game, which RDO I think does a lot better job. Obviously, newer Rockstar game, but that needs improvement as well. But it's better than GTAO.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it a B. And for pretty similar reasons. Honestly, the um, systematic side of it of just like playing the game is clunky and definitely I do think hampers the experience because like there were times where I was like actually annoyed trying to play the game. So,
Yep.
and that's not a good thing. I shouldn't have to feel that way playing a video game. And then
I was in a situation where I'm not gonna name names, but tensions were kind of high because we were both annoyed by the systems that when we're talking to each other started to translate in how we talk to each other. And I was just like, man, this game's like pissing us off pretty much. Like
yeah,
this is not fun.
which is unfortunate. And then the other factor for me is in the co-op missions there are weird restrictions that I get where they're coming from, but like for example, if there's a 4-player mission, it won't even let you attempt it unless you have 4. And with the game being so sandboxy, I would just be like, well, just have it balanced for 4 people, but let 2 people try it anyways. Like I don't see what the issue there is. So I think stuff like that should be considered in the future. I do think it kind of hampers the experience. Um, if I choose to suffer more because I want to bring less people, that should be my choice. So
Yeah, I agree with that. I should have options for that.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, overall, it is fun. I'm not trying to shit on it, but those are the reasons it's not getting a higher grade. So
Yeah, I think they do a good job too. Now that I'm thinking about it, we didn't really mention this, but I think it does a good job on. It does allow you just to buy whatever the fuck you want in the game, but I do think now. I remember back in the day grinding to make money, but now it gives a significant amount of money. So I think it's pretty fair when it comes to
pace feels better.
monetization.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice. Everything about the game is a lot of things are fucking really good,
I
but
learned a lot of lessons for sure from it too.
yeah,
So
yeah, I can't wait to see what to do with Grand Theft Auto 6. Apparently, Snoop Dogg told somebody interviewing him that Dr. Dre is currently working on music for Grand Theft Auto. So there's all these weird little leaks coming out about Grand Theft Auto 6. And somebody like months ago said it's going to come out in 2025, which I believe that makes sense to me. So anyway, enough about that. You gave it a B. I gave it a B plus. I almost gave it a B, but I had to give it a little bit more because I did really enjoy myself, and I still to this day talk up Grand Theft Auto when it comes to the tech of it. It's still insane. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think of Grand Theft Auto Online. If you played in the past, played it recently, maybe you're planning on playing it in the future now that you've heard what we had to say about it. What do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Are you kind of in the middle? Is there certain things you like about it, certain things you don't like about it? What do you think about the systems? It's not something I hear talked about as often as I feel like it should have. Even back in the day, when I bring it up, people typically are like, "Oh yeah, they're pretty bad." It's like they overlook it. It's crazy to me because it's like huge to me. It's like I can't believe that's like it's as bad as it is. And yeah, let me know your overall thoughts in the comments below. But that's going to do it for this episode of Game of the Month. As always, thank you for watching. And thank you, everybody who voted for Game of the Month for the community pick again. And yeah, we have a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you prefer to listen to us. And we have a Patreon. If you'd like to support this channel, more than liking, commenting, sharing, subscribe if you're brand new. And our socials and streams are linked down below, so you can check those out as well if you'd like to get in touch with us somewhere or fucking watch us play games. My name's Seth. Thank you, Chevy, for joining me. Stay tuned. We got Plus Club coming out as well today, so make sure to watch that and find out what we had to say about Hell Let Loose, Mortal Kombat X, and PGA Tour 2K21. But until then, have a good one, guys, and take it easy.